It's been a privilege to coach them. You know, that I am so thankful that I get to ride with them because they're resilient, like they're tough-minded. They remind me of those teams.
All right, World Hoop fam, buckle up because we're diving headfirst into the volcanic eruption that just rocked the WNBA. We're talking about the kind of drama that makes reality TV look like a quiet Sunday afternoon.
Quietly to feel like as you'll be able to just live.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like everybody's always watching your every move, no matter what you're doing. And
the air in the Indiana Fever locker room isn't just tense. It's sizzling like an exposed wire. And at the heart of this electrical storm is none other than the league's golden goose, Caitlin Clark. You heard it here first. Clark just demolished Stephanie White and the Fever coaches in a viral exchange that left absolutely no doubt. She's had enough. The whispers have been circulating for months, but what happened behind that violently swung locker room door was more than just a heated discussion. It was the moment the entire Indiana Fever season.
I think it's just life. Everybody goes through some of the same stuff that I've gone through, and a lot of people go through a lot worse.
And perhaps even the future of the WNBA's brightest star pivoted on a dime. Imagine the scene. Voices clashing, tension so thick you could cut it with a butter knife, and a generational talent finally reaching her breaking point. Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever head coach, is now feeling the full scorching heat from months of questionable decisions, all condensed into one electric, undeniable showdown. Now, let's be clear. It's not that Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White fundamentally dislike each other. There's a professional respect there, undoubtedly. But respect doesn't always translate into a shared vision. And it's becoming increasingly apparent that a fundamental divide exists between how they see the game and, more critically, how they believe the Indiana Fever should be playing it. And what happened in that locker room, it didn't stay there. Oh no. It rippled out, sending seismic tremors through the entire basketball world, leaving every fan wondering if the WNBA's most captivating star is on the precipice of packing her bags and bidding farewell to Indiana for good. The cries are getting louder, echoing across social media and through the stands. Caitlin Clark, go to that front office, demand Stephanie White be fired, removed. Fans are practically begging the Fever brass to choose. Pick between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White. And honestly, folks, it was only a matter of time before this boiling pot finally overflowed. The pressure has been building, the frustration mounting, and now it's a full-blown crisis. Some are even going as far as to say Caitlin Clark needs to get the hell out of Indiana. This isn't just a turning point. This could be the ultimate fork in the road for a franchise that seems to be fumbling its greatest asset. But make no mistake, this eruption wasn't just about one sloppy game or a random substitution blunder. This was the culmination of months, entire months of simmering frustration. We're talking about jaw-dropping misuse of transcendent talent. A generational superstar left feeling like her own coach might be orchestrating her demise rather than her ascent. If you've seen the footage, you know exactly what we're talking about. Caitlin Clark, stone-faced, visibly agitated, practically ignoring the Indiana Fever assistant coaches. Her body language screams, "I don't want to hear anything you have to say. I'm not here for the drama, none of the BS. It's over with, guys." The tension is palpable.
And that's Lexi. I mean, she's always working her tail off on the defensive end, doing all the little things that it takes to position us for success.
Her glare alone, as one observer noted, could have scorched the paint off the walls. This is a player who single-handedly vaulted this franchise from league afterthought to a headline attraction, only to be seemingly ghosted by a scheme so allergic to harnessing her gifts, it bordered on basketball malpractice. Picture this insanity. The Fever ran commercials plastering Clark's face everywhere, selling tickets with her highlight reels, hyping her up as the future. And then when the moment was brightest, they decided to hide her on the bench like an unopened toy. It's absurdist theater at its finest, with Indiana playing the clown troupe. Did we see any of this at Iowa? Absolutely not. We didn't see Caitlin Clark erupting on assistant coaches, having heated exchanges with Lisa Bludder. She didn't even have a heated exchange with Christy Sides last year. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's looking real spooky. And I'm telling y'all right now, this thing is heating up. Something is definitely coming to a head because Caitlin Clark is now showing public, unvarnished frustration. She ain't in character anymore. She's sick of it. Fans aren't just grumbling in private group chats. They're practically screaming into the void. Scroll through social media during these games, and you'll spot comments that read like furious Yelp reviews. I paid top dollar for Clark brilliance, not whatever this clown act is. If this is what the Fever is selling, refund my emotional investment. Once your franchise jewel feels shoved aside, it's no longer some mild tactical oops. It's a slap in the face to every person who bought in, who wore the jersey, who made the pilgrimage to see this basketball prodigy light up arenas. The word on the street, and take this with a grain of salt, but it aligns with the narrative, is that CC even told Stephanie White to sit Kelsey Mitchell and Howard because they don't pass. There are even reports of CC tying her shoe after passing to Howard on a play, a subtle but telling moment of frustration. It is abundantly clear that there is a philosophical rift in this team. And this is where you come in, World Hoop Nation. If you're watching all this unfold, seething right along with thousands of other fed-up fans, hit that like button so hard it trembles, and drop a free Caitlin in the comments right now. Let's blast a signal straight through the Indiana front office's thick walls so they can't keep pretending they don't hear us. Because at this point, it's beyond just venting. It's about protecting the future of the game's biggest sensation. I'm all for the veteran players, but did we all forget that this is Caitlin's team? Like, did y'all just throw that whole situation out the window? Number 1 draft pick, rookie of the year, breaking all the damn records like they're scratch-offs. What are we doing here, dog? Stevie Wonder could see that they're tripping, man, at this point in time. We want to see the Caitlin we saw at Iowa. What happened to the Iowa CC, the greatness? Bro, we haven't seen a logo 3 in a month. Now, to truly grasp how we reached this meltdown moment, we have to rewind the tape a few months. It all started with a comment so outrageous, it practically deserved its own laugh track. Stephanie White, Talking Hoops last season, dropped a soundbite that went viral for all the wrong reasons. She said the Mavericks just played differently without Luka on the floor, like she was unveiling some deep basketball wisdom. The ball's moving. It's popping. Multiple guys stepping up. Think about that. This is essentially saying the team is better off without the league's top scorer and the guy who dragged them to an NBA Finals. You can hear the excitement in her voice talking about Luka not being in there. Oh, they're moving and they're popping and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh no, you hear that and you wonder, is she one of these coaches that doesn't believe in the transcendent player? That's like a bakery bragging it sells more donuts after firing its star baker. It was laugh out loud bizarre. Fans roasted it across socials. Analysts shook their heads, but White didn't flinch. Instead, she doubled down, proudly hoisting this philosophy as if it were a championship trophy. No single player should ever be bigger than the system. Fast forward, and suddenly that weird philosophy makes a twisted kind of sense in Indiana. Swap out Luka for Caitlin Clark, swap out Dallas for the Fever, and voila. Same recipe, same misguided approach. The superstar, the franchise cornerstone, the literal ticket-selling phenomenon in White's eyes, is apparently a liability. Stephanie White, you deserve the Dodo Bird of the Day award. And if they do not want to make a coaching change and bring in who she wants, someone who is going to cater to her style and build the team around her strengths, then she should walk. And who do you think the fans come to see? They don't come to see everybody else on that team. I'm sorry, no disrespect. The Caitlin Clark effect, the CC effect, is real. This wasn't some stray comment or harmless slip. This was her gospel. Once you understand that every confusing lineup shuffle, every mind-numbing bench stretch, every stagnant offensive slog starts to connect like puzzle pieces. White's core belief is crystal. If a player dominates touches too much, they are the problem. Her utopia is a merry-go-round defense. The ball zipping around, everyone getting a taste. Zero dependency on a singular star. Sounds poetic in theory. In practice, it's like watching a grocery cart with one busted wheel careening aimlessly. Players bumping each other, nobody quite sure who's steering. Bro, I don't even understand the spacing of the offense. I'm watching Caitlin Clark drive down the right side of the lane, and Natasha Howard, rather than spacing the floor and staying in the corner, she's diving to the basket, bringing a defender to Caitlin. It's just, bro, the offense is just trash. I gotta be honest with you. What I will say about Stephanie White is just that I hate this offense. I do not like the Indiana Fever's offense this season. It's hard to watch, and I feel like Stephanie White is bringing what she was doing with the Connecticut Sun over here. That's exactly why men need to be coaching in the WNBA, bro. Let a man do it, bro. Because all these women coaches, women coaching other women athletes, bro, it's out of there. And then these women owners and all of that, man, please, bro, y'all just tearing stuff down, bro. It's not about y'all. But here's the issue, though. Caitlin Clark isn't just some ordinary ball handler. She's a once-in-a-generation floor general built to orchestrate, to fire up engines, to elevate everyone around her. Take away her keys, and the whole car stalls out on the freeway. But White keeps singing the same song, arguing that feeding Clark too much leads to stale predictability and solo hero ball. Meanwhile, reality laughs. When Clark's on the bench, the Fever offense turns into a haunted house. Aimless cuts, baffled teammates. Wide eyes as defenses pounce on their confusion. Clark isn't just high usage. She's the oxygen in this team's lungs. Suffocate that, and surprise, the entire operation starts gasping. You played Natasha Howard more minutes in the first half than you played Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark played the fourth most minutes out of everybody in the starting lineup in the first half. And you wonder why we're losing. Caitlin has 12 points, 9 assists, but she doesn't even look like the same player. She doesn't look enthusiastic. She just doesn't even look like she's into it anymore. She kind of looks like she's over this. You know what I mean? And to be honest, as a Caitlin Clark fan, I'm pretty much over it as well. I just got to keep it real with you. This season is a travesty. I just feel like, she needs to explore other options.